morning, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. How's everybody doing? It's time for Cruise Chat Live. It's Sunday morning, Sunday. If you're new to the channel, I'm Walter, your independent travel advisor. We book land, luxury, cruise, expedition. And as always, my lovely wife, Rebecca, is sitting right off camera. We're going to spend the next hour or so doing our best to try to answer your questions about all things cruising. And we're going to talk a little bit about land tours today, too. We have a big special coming up on land tours. So how's everybody doing out there? Oh, my gosh, we got Peggy, Sue, John, L.A. Bill's fan is here. Mary, hi. Eric, John, how are you guys? Yes, and John is already saying it says 19 days. We have a big group cruise going out on the Sun Princess. We're getting so close.
And yet again, I have 20 days.
Rebecca has 20 days, John. John, I always like your countdown more because you always have one less day. But on October 19th, we are taking a whole group of people out on the Sun Princess, the new Sun Princess that will have all of its new dining venues reconfigured. So, yeah. And Eric, I'm going to be in touch with you this week because there are changes coming to Norwegian. Norwegian Cruise Line is making some changes. We're not permitted to talk about it just yet, but October 1st, there will be some changes coming. And Eric, I do need to reach out to you because it will affect you. So, yeah, so stay tuned October 1st for announcements from Norwegian Cruise Lines. And I'll do a TikTok on that day as well. But some changes coming to them. So, how is everyone doing today? It's Sunday. Anybody going out on a cruise today? Anybody preparing to go out on a cruise this week? I hope everybody who's watching was safe this past week. Here in Orlando, we just got, I think we got up to around 70-mile-an-hour winds, something like that, and we had some straight line rain. But other than that, we never even lost power, so we're very, very fortunate here. I've seen some of my friends up in North Carolina got it much worse than we did right here, and of course everybody out on the coast. So I hope everybody is okay. I will ask you if you could go ahead and like what we're doing. If you're on TikTok and all the social, just like what we're doing so that the various channels know that you actually like what we're doing, because we do enjoy doing this with you every Sunday. And of course we really enjoy booking all the cruises. For the 4th time this year, we had our best month ever, so y'all are just absolutely freaking amazing. And of course, we just love working with y'all, and we're really enjoying our partnerships. You know, we got Tony and Jenny B, we got Stephanie, we have Cruise RX, and then we have the Joy of Cruising. So we're really enjoying working with all of those folks, and thank you so much for all of your support. Alex, are the NCL changes good? I think so. I think they are. You know, as always.
I think it's a mixed bag.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's going to people will be like, oh my goodness, you know, because there has to be those people. But I think overall, the changes are going to be good coming. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Kurt, good. You survived the hurricane in middle Georgia, but 50 miles east of it. You know, it is interesting how big that storm was. Right? I mean, we're here in Orlando, and they actually had to close Port Canaveral, and the storm was over on the other side of the state. I was actually shocked that Port Canaveral had to close.
Yeah, I mean, basically the really entire state of Florida, except for like 2 little counties on the Panhandle, were under a storm watch of some sort.
Yeah, so we were under tornado watches, we were under all kinds of stuff, but thankfully, you know, nothing happened here. Of course, all the people out on the coast just really got hammered, so definitely thoughts go out to them. But here, it's just a beautiful sunny day. Now, Stephanie was saying that there might be another one coming that might cut right across the middle of the state, so we'll see. I mean, that's the thing about living here in Florida. It's never, gee, I wonder if a hurricane's going to come. It's just, you know, when and how big is it going to be, right? So, now, one of the things that I want, hey, good morning, Doug. One of the things that I actually want to lead in with today, and this has nothing to do with cruising, but this has an exclusive. Hey, Chase, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming back. But our partner, we had Railroad Tours on our Thursday night show, I don't know, a couple months ago. And these guys do adult only, all-inclusive, small group land tours, and they're currently in Greece, Italy, and the Philippines. And what's really cool about them, it's only 20 people. That's it, 20 adults in each group. It is led by locals, and they take you where the locals are going. And you really get to experience a different part of Italy, Greece, or the Philippines. And literally, all you got to do is get yourself there. Once you get there, everything is all inclusive from that point forward. And this coming Friday and Saturday only, they are offering me, and this is exclusive to Where's Walter Travel, you can't get it anywhere else, up to 40% off their land tours. So they have 7-day and they have 10-day land tours. So depending on the one you pick, it could be 40% off. It is literally, it's a flat rate for any one of the tours that you see on their website. So if you want to know more about this, just reach out. Literally, it's only those 2 days. That's it. I've got a 48-hour window. I've got a code that I can use. Once the 48-hour window is done, boom, the sale is over. These are beautiful, beautiful tours. I will be reaching out to a bunch of our clients to let them know. But if you have questions about these things, it is going to be absolutely amazing. So certainly reach out if you want to know. I'll talk about this a couple more times, but the company is called Raro, R-A-R-O. And any tour that you see on their website will be up to 40% off this coming Friday and Saturday only, and only through us. And I see John has some exciting news. John says the Priceless app just opened up a ton of reservations for the new restaurant locations. You just booked the Crown Grill that was booked solid for weeks. Now, it's very possible, John, and thank you so much for sharing that. It's very possible that they did lock down all the reservations knowing that, hey, we're going to be making changes here. So let's figure out what we're doing. And now that everybody's in new locations, I'm betting that like Dario's and some of the others now may have more room, right? So good morning, Nurse Tara. Good morning, everybody. So that's exciting. So any of you who are booked on the Sun Princess after October 14th, if you've been trying to get dinner reservations, maybe you want to go back and look at the app. Now that all the restaurants have been reset and all of the reservations have been moved around, maybe there are some new reservations that are open. So that's very exciting. I cannot wait to meet everybody on the ship. October 19th, we're on the Sun Princess. Douglas Cole is asking, what did I miss about the changes to Sun Princess? They did a big switcheroo to a lot of the restaurants. And, oh, Rebecca, do you have them all? Mm-hmm. Oh, Rebecca has them all. Here's what they did. Go ahead.
Okay. The Sanctuary Collection restaurant moves to Deck 8 aft, which used to be the American Diner. The Catch moves to Deck 7 mid, which used to be the Signature restaurant. The Butcher's Block moves to Deck 7 forward, which used to be the Crown Grill. The Crown Grill moves to Deck 7 aft, which used to be the Reserve restaurant. And the American Diner moves to Deck 9 aft, which is basically the back of the kind of buffet area.
Okay, pop quiz. Where's the Crown Grill, everybody? Where did the Crown Grill move? Where? Yeah, seriously. I think, you know, at this point, you know how they always have those deck plans that say, are you selling before this date? Are you selling after that date? So you get the correct deck plan. I think they should just spin the wheel before every single cruise, move the restaurants around, and then you've got to look at the deck plan for your individual week. Okay, where's the Crown Grill going to be this week? That's where it is. Just have a little more fun with it. But yeah, so and the people I feel bad for, there's a big transatlantic. It's happening, I think, right now. I think the ship's on its way over. I'm going to be on the ship on October 10th. There's a special one-night party event on the ship on October 10th, so I'm actually going to get a little sneak preview of it. I know Tony and Jenny B are going to be there. Can't wait. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see like where all these restaurant locations are. But I think on the transatlantic, a bunch of these restaurants are going to be closed, or they'll be closed for part of the trip until things reopen, because there's a lot of contractors on the ship now for the crossing. So it's going to be very interesting. Brandy, have we been to Amber Cove? Not wanting to just sit on a beach, things to do. So Amber Cove, that's Dominican Republic, right? I always got to remember.
That's basically, it's right next to Puerto Plata.
Yeah, Puerto Plata. So Puerto Plata, there's a lot of things to do. I mean, there's a sky bucket going up. That's where I did the mud buggies. If you go back and look at some of the stuff, if you go back and look at, actually my Oceania cruise is when we did that one. But I did mud buggies. That was really, really fun. So like all the things that you can typically do in the Caribbean, you know, there's horseback riding, there's fast things to do. There's various tours to do. So there's a lot of things to do there besides just, you know, Amber Cove. And Amber Cove, of course, was built by Carnival Corporation, so it's their little dock area and shopping area and all of that.
When we were there on the Mardi Gras, the rest of the family all went out on a tour that did like a rum factory and a cigar factory and a bunch of other stuff like that.
So yeah, so there is a lot of stuff to do, and you know, a lot of your very typical Caribbean things. So just because it says Amber Cove, it is Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. So pretty much you can look up Puerto Plata. Of course, you can always go through our independent tour partner, Venture Assure, and Venture Assure offers you return to ship guarantee. And they also offer the policy of don't port, don't pay. You don't even have to contact them. If a ship can't come in, they will just automatically cancel the tour. So you can always look at them too to see what else is out there. So, hey, Bills fan is here. League, hello, United Kingdom. That's my favorite part about this, that we can just talk to people all over the world in real time. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. So welcome, welcome. Bills fan says horseback riding is in Amber Cove as well. So yeah. Good morning, Jen. How are you? Good morning, Nurse Tara. Good morning, Bart. Good morning, Iowa. That is so awesome. Let's see. What else we got? Looking for suggestions in St. Thomas and St. Martin. So one of the cool things in St. Martin, if you have anybody who is a Star Wars fan, there is the Yoda guy. That Yoda guy. Now I'm blanking on his name. But we went there. He's one of the people who used to work for Industrial Light and Magic. Actually was one of the people who helped develop the original Yoda. And he worked on a lot of movies and a lot of films. And he's got like this little mini museum there that's actually really cool. I met the guy. So that's in St. Martin. Of course, you can go to Maho Beach and have the planes land over your head. And
we've done the America's Cup race there.
Oh yeah, the America's Cup race is there. They're the actual sailboats from back in the day, I think the 80s, and you do an actual America's Cup. So that's all St. Martin. In St. Thomas, that's where the flavors of is.
There is.
Yes, Flavors of St. Thomas.
Yes, they have a Flavors of St. Thomas.
So there's a food tour called Flavors of St. Thomas.
I think they also do a bar hopping tour as well.
Yeah, I mean, they do a bunch of tours, but the one that we know is a food tour to call Flavors of, so Flavors of St. Thomas. And St. Thomas is also a great place to go snorkeling.
That's where we did the scooter things, the underwater scooters.
Oh, that's right, the Boss, B-O-S-S, the Boss underwater scooters. It's fun to do one time. It's fun to do one time. I don't know if I would do it all the time, but it's fun to do one time. So, yeah.
And of course, there's a ton of lovely beaches.
Yeah.
And you can take the ferry over to St. John, which is mostly national park. So that's kind of nice.
Exactly. So, Lee William, counting down the weeks until your cruise on the Norwegian Pearl. First time with Norwegian. Oh, wow. Any tips? So the Norwegian Pearl is one of their smaller ships. Is that the one we're going on? The Pearl? No, we're going on the Jewel. We're going on the Jewel, sister ship. So it is one of their smaller ships. So they do tend to skew a little bit, I don't want to say old, but they do tend to skew a little bit older because there's not as much top deck stuff to do. I think Norwegian is like a good blend of Royal Caribbean and Carnival, just in the sense of like the cruise director staff reminds me a bit of the Fun Squad. There's always like a lot of things going on, trivia, games, and all that kind of stuff. The food on the smaller ship, supposedly the food is better. We've not been on a smaller ship yet. That's one of the things that we're going to be doing soon. But the main dining room and the buffet tend to not be the most exciting thing in the world. You're not going to go hungry by any means, but they tend not to be the most exciting thing in the world. But the specialty dining is usually really good. We really enjoy the specialty restaurants on Norwegian. So that's pretty much it. If anybody else has any suggestions for going on the Norwegian Pearl, certainly throw them in the chat. That would be fabulous. Good morning, Vintage Voyager. Good morning, Arizona. Janelle's here. Good to see you. Thanks everybody for coming on. We really do enjoy doing these on Sundays, and pretty soon. Oh, hey, by the way, before I forget, Thursday night, this coming Thursday night, if you want to talk Margaritaville, Greg is finally coming on the show. And of course, we've got our Margaritaville group cruise coming up. So if you want to talk about Margaritaville's new Islander, you want to talk about the Paradise, Greg is actually going to be here Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, talking about Margaritaville at sea. Megan, you're doing the Wonder next April. Do I recommend Royal Caribbean's excursions or just do something on your own? So there's two trains of thought there. So a lot of people like to do the cruise line excursion because they're safer, and you know that the cruise line should be waiting for you if you don't get back in time. The cost can be anywhere from 50 to 100% markup, because none of the tours are actually run by the cruise line. They're all run by the same local operators that you can book on your own usually. And the main difference is, the main difference besides the price is that the Royal Caribbean excursions will very oftentimes meet you right off the ship. Like you come off the ship and they're waiting for you right there, or they're somewhere in the terminal area. If you book an independent tour, you have to leave the secure area to go find them. And sometimes they're like literally right outside the gate waiting for you, and then sometimes you've got to walk to a certain location to go get to them. We probably do about 75% independent, 25% with the cruise line. I mean, in general, we probably book with the cruise line when it's like our only option. For example, we did a sunset catamaran sailing that the time that the sailboat was due to come back was sail away time. So of course we did that with the cruise line because they had to wait for us. In fact, they said, run back when you're done. And we were like, yeah, no, we're not running. And we're walking back. And I was just talking a little while ago about Venture Assure. So Venture Assure is our third-party tour partner that we work with, and they offer a return-to-ship guarantee. So if the ship leaves, they will get you to the next port. Is on them. And plus, they do don't port, don't pay. So if your ship doesn't come in, you don't even have to call them. They will just automatically do that. And Doorbell is actually our amazing landlord, Eddie.
Hi.
So, hi, Eddie.
Hello.
We're live. Good to see you. So we have a little maintenance issue in the house, and Eddie is like the best landlord ever. I'm not even going to tell you how to get a hold of him because I don't want you to take this house from us. So Eddie is like the best landlord we've ever had. Amazing guy. So anyway, so that's the deal with the Wonder of the Seas. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Good to see you. Chase, you recommend the Carnival Jubilee. It was the last cruise you've done, and it's just awesome fun. I'm telling you, I really want to get on the Carnival Jubilee. That is the newest of the Excel class. She looks like a beautiful ship. I cannot wait. Hey, Cheryl saying they did the Dama Jagua waterfall. I don't know how to say that. The waterfalls in Dominican Republic. Highly recommend, and it was a blast. And you were on NTL when you did that. Nice.
I'm always afraid of those waterfall things because I'm very accident prone.
She's very accident prone. Very, very accident prone. So
Slipping and falling on dry, flat land is problematic for me. So.
Gotcha. Celeste, hey, Celeste, good to see you. She's saying that she's used Bernard Tours in St. Martin, also Sunny Liston in St. Thomas. Thank you for that. So again, you were asking about St. Martin and St. Thomas. Celeste is saying Bernard's Tours in St. Martin and Sunny Liston in St. Thomas. So thank you. Sunny Liston, that was a boxer, wasn't it? I think that was a boxer's name at one point. So yeah. Alex is saying that, another perk of going with the cruise line tours is the group usually consists of the same people on your ship. Great for solo travelers. That is very true. The other difference can very well be, too, is that a lot of times the cruise line tours are bigger, like more people, and the independent tours may be smaller. So that's always something to look at, too. Like, you want to see, like, how many people are on. I like going on smaller tours whenever we can. So, hey, Nurse Tara only has 14 days till the Carnival Pride. Yay! That's so exciting. That's so exciting. I love it. I love it. Let's see, Manny, do I know how many formal nights are on a transatlantic? No, that's going to totally depend on the cruise line and maybe even the individual ship. I think the hotel director handles all of that. I think. I'm not exactly sure who handles that. But, I don't know. You would have to check with the individual ship. I would guess maybe 2, because you're going to be like 14 nights.
Might be more, because usually there's 2 on the 7-day.
Oh, that's true. So maybe that. But I don't know. Like,
yeah, I don't know how it translates.
So
I know we have people who've been on them, never asked.
Well, a lot of our folks have been on Virgin.
Oh, that's true.
They
And
don't
there aren't
do it. They don't
formal
do it
nights.
there. So yeah. Hey, good morning, Chris. How are you? Gabriel wants to know, have they announced specialty dining on the Star of the Seas? Not to my knowledge, but did you all see the accidental leak on the show? At least we think it's the show. An open audition was announced for Back to the Future with Royal Caribbean. Wonder what ship that could be going on. So it was some open casting call that was put out there, and they, Royal Caribbean hasn't commented, but I mean, what ship is coming out and who doesn't have a show yet? Star of the Seas, and that should be perfect for that ship. I mean, we saw Wizard of Oz on the Icon, and it was fabulous. So I can totally picture Back to the Future happening on there. I've seen some of the footage, some of the making of the Broadway show. I really want to see it on Broadway. So that's going to be amazing. So no specialty dining yet, but it looks like Back to the Future is going to Back to the Future the musical is going to be the show. That's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait. That is going to be so awesome. Hey, Betty's here. Kathy's here. Pam, hello, Pam. How are you? You're boarding the Wonder of the Seas in a week. Ooh, we haven't been on Wonder yet. Really want to get on that ship. I love it. I love it. Kurt is asking, what a great question, Kurt. Kurt wants to know, do I need to pack a sport jacket or a suit coat for the Sun Princess? The answer is if you want to. It's not required for any of the restaurants except Spellbound. Now, we haven't really seen much on Spellbound. So Spellbound is the Magic Castle experience on the Sun Princess. Now, at the Magic Castle itself in Los Angeles, you need to have a suit to go in there.
They do have a dress code.
Yeah, they have a strict dress code. If you're not in the dress code, you're not getting in to see the show.
But on Spellbound on the ship, they have a dress code.
Yeah.
I just don't know how strictly it's enforced.
Yes, so I believe a jacket is required to attend Spellbound, and I am bringing a jacket with me. Yeah, I'm bringing the jacket. So, I mean, I'm taking it down to the Sun Princess. I have to be Miami chic for October 10th, and I was kind of laughing. I'm like, what the heck is Miami chic? I just think of, Don Johnson, right? Miami Vice. So I am actually taking my my jacket with me on the ship. So Spellbound does have a dress code. Now, supposedly in Los Angeles, they will provide you with a jacket. So they may have jackets on the Sun Princess as well.
I have heard that rumor, yes.
Yeah, so, but it's interesting. We haven't really seen anybody post about specifically
well, they may
Spellbound. So
they may not be allowed to post a lot.
What's that?
They may not be allowed to post a lot.
Yeah, but they would at least be able to talk about it afterward and tell us what the dress code is and all of that.
Well, I've seen that.
Yeah. Oh, well,
I sent it to you.
Oh, okay. So she sent it to me. I haven't watched it yet.
No, not watched it. Just the.
Oh, the information I see from. Oh, I don't. Who listens to Cruise Critic anyway? No,
it was an actual printout of somebody who had a Spellbound. They gave them a printout with what the dress code was.
Yeah, what the dress code is. So, Silver Librarian, good morning. How are you? Good to see you. Do we have any recommendation for excursions in St. Kitts? In St. Kitts, I think we did. That's where we did the boat thing.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah.
Went to the Tetons or whatever they're called.
Boat ride and snorkeling and
again,
beach.
It's a good water place. So like if you like the beach, if you want, I remember we did some sort of excursion where we went to two places where we could swim. And one of them's like the Tetons or something they call them, the two mountains that are right there. If anybody else has a recommendation for St. Kitts, certainly throw them in there. But that's the one I remember. We did a nice boat ride, did some swimming, but it wasn't like any big deal, any like big thing. It was just a really nice. I mean, St. Kitts is gorgeous, and not a whole lot of ships go there, which is one of the nice things about it. It's St. Kitts and St. Nevis, right? They're right next to each other. Yeah. So there are also excursions to, I believe, go between the islands, depending on how long your ship is going to be there. So, yeah, there. Michael knew it. Back to the Future. Love it. Oh, the Pitons are in St. Lucia. Thank you, Bills fan. So I got the wrong island. We were in St. Lucia when we did that, not St. Kitts.
No, we did that. We
also did it in St. Kitts?
But I don't think it was the Pitons, but we were in St. Kitts and did a boat and snorkeling.
See, the islands really do blend. Once you've been to the Caribbean, like for 16, 17 years, everything really does start to blend together. You just totally forget where you've been. It really does. Let's see. Thanks, Kathy. I'm glad we make you laugh. That's what we're here for. Ivory's going on the Seascape, October 19th. That is a fabulous ship. You should really enjoy that. They have amazing pools. I hope you're going to be going to Ocean Key. Ocean Key is a fabulous. That's actually my favorite private island right now. And yeah, that's going to be a fun ship, and the pools are amazing. Mama Steel, is the key worth it on Royal Caribbean? That's a discussion that we've had multiple times on here. And what we generally say is, so Wi-Fi is included with the key. If you don't know what we're talking about, folks, Royal Caribbean has this plan that you can pay for a program called The Key. One of the big advantages is you get to board early, and I think the biggest advantage is you get to drop off your bags at the main dining room. So anything that you're carrying on, you know, the rooms aren't going to be ready until like 1:30 or whatever. You can drop off your bag. So that's really nice. But what we generally recommend is look at the price of the Wi-Fi per day per person, because that's included in the key. If the key gets close to the Wi-Fi price,
And you were going to buy the Wi-Fi
you're going
anyway.
to get the Wi-Fi anyway, then the key is really worth it. If you're not going to get the Wi-Fi, or it's like not even close, like the Wi-Fi, like I don't know what it is, 25 a day, and the key is like 50 a day, probably wouldn't do it. But if the key is 35 a day and the Wi-Fi is 25 a day, then
It's got to be closer than that for
so
me.
Rebecca's saying it's got to be even closer.
I would say it has to be no more than $5 a day more than what the
There you go.
internet alone would cost.
So Rebecca's
for
rule
me
of thumb-
personally.
Yeah, so Rebecca's rule of thumb is the Wi-Fi and the key need to be within about $5 of each other. So yeah. Yeah. So that's our recommendation. We've done the key.
The key does go on sale, and that's when you got to look and see how close it is to the Wi-Fi price.
Yeah, so it does go up and down in price, but it is limited, so keep that in mind. It is limited, so you can't just sit and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. They do capacity control that. So just to know that. Alec, can I remind you when the Oceania is announcing the late 2026 cruises? Is mid-October, early to mid-October. I can't remember the exact date. I want to say around October 10th, maybe something like that. But something like that. Yeah, they're going to be opening up that whole thing around October 10th. So Oceania is introducing a whole new program called Your World Included. They're dropping the Simply More package, so they're going to go Your World Included. They're swapping some things out. And around October 10th, I think, ish, is when the rest of 2026 is going to go on sale. Royal Caribbean just gave us the schedule. They're going to be rolling out 2026 and 2027 in October and November. We've got the whole schedule. They're going to roll it out in phases. But everybody's jumping on the bandwagon to get to 2027 already. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Hey, by the way, we always forget this, but if you're watching us on TikTok, you want to ask a question about Virgin Voyages, you can't use the word Virgin. You got to do VB, which is silly because they are a huge channel here on TikTok. But if you're on TikTok and you're trying to ask about Virgin Voyages, please use the letters VB. TikTok will block you if you try to say Virgin Voyages. So, and of course, we encourage you to share this with your friends and family. If you're watching us right now and you're enjoying what we're doing, please hit those like buttons and do all that good stuff. I'll remind you that we're Where's Walter Travel. We are an independent travel advisor. We book cruises, land, luxury, and expedition all over the world. So anything that we can do for you. And of course, we're very proud of our partnership with the amazing Stephanie Mullen, with Jenny B and Tony at Lido Loca, with Paul over at Cruise RX, and Peter at Cruise RX, and Paul at The Joy of Cruising. You should support all of those channels as well. Paul over at The Joy of Cruising podcast has been releasing a ton of podcasts, really interesting podcasts from the entire spectrum of cruising. It's really, really cool. So. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Chuck is here. Hey, good to see you. I hope you guys are feeling better. I hope everything went well for you all. Jenna, wow, you're going on good to see you. Good morning. You're going on a long repositioning cruise in 33 days on the Enchanted Princess. First time trying Princess from Celebrity. Oh, cool. Any good recommendations for beaches, resorts? Puerto Rico, St. Martin, Dominica, Barbados, and Curacao. Well, that's a lot of places. So beaches and resorts, you know, we're not big resort people. I will say that. Rebecca does like the beaches. Yeah, I'm not. Rebecca is. I'm more about the food and finding fast things to do, finding interesting things to do. But Rebecca, do you?
I know when we were in Dominica, we did that excursion. We did a whale watching thing. We saw right whales and
sperm whale. Sperm whale came and swam under. Wasn't
no.
that that small one?
No,
Oh, I thought it was.
it was no.
Okay, okay.
But we saw two different types of whales.
We did, and it came swimming right under the boat. It was really cool. You should really enjoy it. First of all, the Emerald Princess coming over from Celebrity. I don't know which level you booked on Princess versus what you typically do on Celebrity, but especially Puerto Rico, I don't know any beaches there. But St. Martin,
There's tons of beaches there.
yeah, St. Martin definitely. Dominica, Barbados, Curacao. If anybody has any specific beaches or resorts that you can recommend, please go ahead and throw them in there. But for me, Puerto Rico, I like to explore the old town. I like to walk around, see the shops. I like to do food tours and things like that. Rebecca is very much into the beach. I'm ADD, as you can probably tell just by watching me. It's hard for me to sit on the beach for longer than an hour. Actually, really, the only place that I really sit on a beach is Bimini when we go with Virgin. I really love that beach club. Otherwise, it's really hard to get me to sit still for a while.
And I can only do a beach if I also have shade.
Right. So Rebecca has
Because
to
I
have
burn
shade.
like within 3 seconds, even with SPF 89.
There you go. Hey, good morning, Angie. How are you? Pam, you signed up for the group cruise. It's going to be your first one. Oh, man, you picked a good one. We have about 250 people on the Lido Loca group cruise. Let me pop that up there. So if you want to come join us, Tony and Jenny B from Lido Loca, they are hosting a group cruise on April 16th through the 23rd on the Norwegian Jewel. It's going to be the very first sailing out of Philadelphia in decades. And that's like, Tony's like, we got to be the first. We got to be the first. Let's go get on that first cruise. So we're going to be on the Norwegian Jewel. We're heading out of Philadelphia. We go down to Bermuda for a couple days. Then we cut over to Charleston. And then we come back up to Philadelphia, which forms a triangle. So this will be the Lido Loca Bermuda Triangle Cruise. Doesn't that make you want to come join us? So there will be 250 people, at least, on this cruise that have already signed up. It's April 16th through the 23rd.
Well, at least 250 will leave. Then
Yeah,
after the
250 people are going to get on the boat. We don't know how many people are going to come back to Philadelphia once we leave the triangle. But it'll be interesting. We don't even know if we'll be on the Norwegian Jewel when we come back. We might be on, I don't know, some classic ship when we come out of the triangle. Who knows? But yeah, so that's April 16th through the 23rd, 2026. Group space is still available. The group rates are gone, but we still have $100 onboard credit that we can add for anybody who signs up for the group. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. There will be at least 2 days of pre-cruise extension in Philadelphia. We're going to explore Philadelphia. Of course, we're going to try to find a good cheesesteak. I'm planning to do a food tour. So if you want to come join them. And now that I'm into that, let me just go ahead and walk you through some of our group tours briefly. Go ahead.
Just one little quick announcement on the Lido Loca thing. If somebody has forwarded you the information on it, all that pricing is outdated. So
Probably. Yeah. We've got the most up-to-date pricing, so just reach out.
Yeah.
Margaritaville at Sea, February 11th through the 17th. We are going to have a vow renewal. The captain is going to lead a vow renewal. It's Valentine's Day. Come on. So the vow renewal is either going to be on February 13th or it's going to be on February 14th. And now Tony and Jenny B are coming because it just so happens that their anniversary is in February. I actually reached out and I said, guys, you live in Tampa. Why don't you come with us on this thing? And they said, you know what? It's our anniversary. We think we will. And then Tony said, you know what? If we're going to be there, we're going to host a meetup. So if you want to come meet Tony and Jenny B and you want to do it next year, they are coming to join us on the Margaritaville Islander, February 11th through the 17th. Captain vow renewal is included. We still have ridiculous group rates on this. I can't advertise them. The breezy balconies are completely sold out on the ship, but we still have extended balconies. We have ocean view. We have interior. I think we might still have a few suites. But the rates on this one are just absolutely ridiculous. So if you want to come meet Tony and Jenny B, you want to come meet Rebecca and I, and you want to come partake in a vow renewal, you don't even have to be married. You can just come up and hang out and hang with us. But the vow renewal is included in the cruise fare, so there's no extra fee for that. Another cruise that we just announced, we're going to Hawaii. Hawaii, this was the biggest request, I think, from our viewers and our fans saying, can we do a group cruise to Hawaii? So we put this thing together. February 4th through the 20th, 2026. We're going to be on the Emerald Princess. Yes, you heard me right. 4th through the 20th. It's 16 days. It's 5 sea days to get to Hawaii, 4 days around the island, 5 days to come back, a day in Ensenada because legally we have to do that, and then we come back to Los Angeles. And the plan is to put some maybe 3 days, maybe 4 days before the cruise to spend in Disneyland. So if you want to come with us to Disneyland, you can do that as well. So February 4th through the 20th, 2026, we're going to Hawaii, another group cruise. Then, of course, the one that I just cannot wait for this to get started. June 26th through July 8th, 2025, we will be on the amazing Oceania Riviera sailing through Alaska. 12 nights in Alaska. We've got 8 ports in Alaska, including 12 hours in Victoria. This is not that little token 3-hour stop. Oh, we got to go to Victoria. Let's just stop there for 3 hours. And we're going to be there for 12 hours. So you're actually going to have a chance to get off the ship and go and explore. We have some 14-hour stops in there as well. So we have 8 ports. What's really cool about this one, so Oceania is about to change everything. Right now, our group amenities are you get prepaid gratuities and you get the drink package upgrade. So Oceania includes all of your meals. The Wi-Fi is included. The drinks with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they're included.
Not breakfast.
Well, lunch and dinner. And then there's a $600 shore excursion credit. On October 1st, that shore excursion credit is going away for everybody. Now it's going to be prepaid gratuities are going to be added. Well, we get to keep that $600 shore excursion credit. So if you book through us and you want to go on this cruise, you will still get that $600 shore excursion credit. So
and the drink package is going away for
everybody else, yeah, but we get to keep it.
Yep.
So June 26th through July 8th, 2025, if you want to go to Alaska, I have so basically our savings are around $2,200 depending on the cabin category that you pick versus the public pricing right now because we locked these rates down about 8 months ago. So our rates are locked. And if you want to go to Alaska, you want to do it next year, and you want to do it on a small ship, only 1,200 passengers.
Actually, it's longer than that.
This is the one, huh?
It's almost a year ago we locked them down.
That's true. Yeah, we locked it almost a year ago. So, so if you want to go on this, the Oceania Riviera, June 26th through July 8th, round trip Seattle, going to Alaska, and then last but not least, the Norwegian Aqua, the all brand spanking new Norwegian Aqua. Of course, you all saw Tony last week. He was on the ship showing us around, and in fact, he saw the Norwegian Luna sitting off to the side as well, also being built. So the Norwegian Aqua, hard to believe that the ship that Tony was standing on will be launched in March. It's just hard to believe it's going to be finished that quickly. But we will be on the Norwegian Aqua May 31st through June 7th. We still have 4 staterooms at the prices that we locked in, again, about 8 months ago or so, maybe a year ago. We locked these prices in, yeah, actually a year ago. So we have 4 staterooms left on that ship if you want to come join us. So there you go. There is the whole rundown, and I'm going to leave this up on the YouTube screen for a bit. If you tuned in late, we have an exclusive sale on a land tour. Okay, this has nothing to do with a cruise. This is a land tour, 7 to 10 days on land, Italy, Greece, or the Philippines, 7 to 10 nights, adults only, all inclusive, and small groups. I think it's 20 people maximum. It's our friends at Torero that is offering us this special. We have a 2-day special up to 40% off. You have to book with us on this coming Friday or Saturday. That's it. I've got a code for Friday and Saturday, and this is exclusive to Where's Walter Travel. So if you want to go to Italy, Greece, or the Philippines, and you want to do it in 25, that's like the rest of this year or 2025, any tour. You can pick any tour, and this code applies to it. So just reach out, where'swaltertravel.com. Of course, there are links everywhere. If you're watching me on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you're watching me right now, there are links. Get in touch with me, and I'll go over the whole special with you. So, in fact, let me just leave that there for a bit. So, Irene, how far out can you purchase the key on Royal Caribbean? Probably as soon as you book your cruise. As soon as you see it in the cruise planner. I suppose if you're more than a year out, you may or may not see it yet, but at least a year, I would say. But you just go into your cruise planner. If it's there, you can purchase it. That would be, I don't know what that would show up under.
I can't remember now whether it's internet or...
Yeah, I don't know if there's an onboard package, there's an internet, there's a bunch of choices there. You'll see it. But it's called The Key, And Rebecca's rule of thumb is if it's within $5 of the Wi-Fi, she'll get it. Somebody on here, oh yeah, Mama Steele saying it's about $10. The Wi-Fi is about $10 less than the key. So, once you get into that $10 range, maybe it's worth it per day. Rebecca likes it to be more like $5. The one thing I will say is that I thought the lunch was underwhelming. The nice thing about the lunch, they do a Chops Grill lunch in the main dining room. It was underwhelming. The nice thing about it was you got to sit down in the main dining room and relax instead of going to the buffet. But I would probably skip that the next time, especially like on an Oasis class ship. I would just go on down to Park Cafe. I really enjoy Park Cafe. Or I would just walk up to the Solarium Bistro buffet instead of doing that. But otherwise, it's kind of cool. We had 1 hour of reserved time on the flow rider, and we had 1 hour of reserved time on the ice skating. I didn't do the flow rider, but I did take advantage of the ice skating. That was a lot of fun. I really, really did enjoy that. So, hey, Sandra, what was the dates for Hawaii? So the dates for Hawaii, February 4th through the 20th, 2026. And that is the Emerald Princess. If you go to my website, you're watching me on TikTok, there's going to be a link in there to my website, and right on the menu it says group travel. You'll see all of our groups listed right there, including the Lido, Loca groups. Man, that's hard to say fast, Lido, Loca. And then you add group cruise at the end. Sometimes I stumble when I'm answering the phones about that. But February 20th through the 26th, Honolulu, Hilo.
4th through the 20th.
February 4th through the 20th. I can't read my own graphic. The graphic is right in front of my face. February 4th through the 20th, 2026 on the Emerald Princess. Now, we've been on the Crown Princess. We love that ship, and this is basically a sister to the Crown. A lovely ship. Honolulu, Hilo, Kaulu, and Kauai, and of course, Ensenada. So, and what's kind of cool is in Kahulu, we actually have a client, and David is there, and David wants to meet us for lunch. So I'm like so excited. We're actually going to get to see one of our clients. I'm really, really excited. Oh wow, we never connected the wire. Huh, interesting. I just realized. Okay, let's not jinx it.
Too late, you already did.
Let's not jinx it. Oh my gosh, we forgot to connect up a hard wire. User 541, how long have we been cruising? Great question. 2006, Caribbean Princess was our very first cruise. So almost 20 years, 18 years now. And I didn't want to go. I absolutely did not want to go on the cruise. I did when we booked it. But then the closer we got to it, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be so bored because it was a 14-day cruise. Rebecca doesn't do anything halfway. Our very first cruise was 14 days. It was Eastern, Western Caribbean. And as we got closer to it, I said, I'm not going. It was for our 10th wedding anniversary. I wasn't going to go on a trip for our 10th wedding anniversary. How dumb was that? But Rebecca basically said, I'm going. You can go or you can stay home. I was like, fine, whatever. I'll go. And, of course, first night, second night, that was it. I was hooked. So that was the end of that. And now we have gone on so many cruises. So what's really cool, when we go out on the Azamara journey on December 22nd, it will be our 12th cruise line. So we've never really been loyal to anybody, even before becoming a travel agent, which on the Sun Princess, everybody who's watching this is going to be on the Sun Princess with us. We are celebrating October 22nd. It will be 2 years. So we will all be celebrating. I don't know how, but we're going to do a little celebration on October 22nd. So that'll be 2 years being a travel agent. But, I have ADD, obviously. I get bored easily. So I can't go on the same cruise line over and over and over because I'd be bored. I like exploring different ships. I like different experiences. So we've been on a ship that has 670 passengers, and we've been on the Icon of the Seas, which is, 6,500 passengers. And we've yet to have a bad cruise. We have some cruises that we like more. We have some cruise lines that we like a little bit more, certain ships that we like a little bit more. And the thing about exploring all the cruise lines, that's when you really realize that it's never about the cruise line when you go to pick a cruise. It's always about the ship, because especially when you get into Princess and Holland and Royal, even Norwegian, the cruise lines that have varying classes of ships, Royal Caribbean now has 8 classes of ships, 7 or 8 classes of ship. So the experience that you get on the Grandeur of the Seas is going to be totally different than the one you get on the Icon of the Seas. And if you're like, I want this kind of experience, but I don't want to go on Royal Caribbean. Well, you might be missing that experience because maybe the Grandeur or the Vision or the Jewel actually offers that experience that you really want to have. And that's what's really been eye-opening to me as we explore these different cruise lines. You learn each ship, each class of ship actually offers a different experience. To the passenger. And depending on what you're looking for, you might be surprised. Like I have clients all the time. I don't want to go on Carnival. I don't want to go on Carnival. And it's like, well, have you been on the XL class ships? Have you been on the Vista class ships? No. I've only heard about, the very small ones. I'm like, well, the newer ones are very similar to these other ships that you're asking about. And, we send them out there and like, oh my gosh, we had a great time. It was fabulous. So,
and a lot of times, some of those negative stories you're hearing on Carnival are about the 3 and 4 day cruises, which, as we've always said, doesn't matter the cruise line. Those are more of a party cruise than you would normally find on that cruise line.
Boris, what is our opinion on the length of days on a cruise? 1 week better than 2 weeks, you get bored. That is totally up to you. For me, we're going to be on for 16 days for Christmas, and we're only going to have 700 passengers. Very, very small ship. So that is up to the individual. What do you like? We had some friends who were on the Wonder of the Seas. Okay, they did a Mediterranean cruise, which I think was 7 or 9 days. Then they did the crossing, the transatlantic crossing, which was like another 13 days or something like that. They said they still didn't do everything on that ship because the Wonder of the Seas, basically, there's a lot to do on the ship. So even in 20 days, they were like, okay, we got to go back and do more things. So that just depends on you and the itinerary and what you want to do and what you're looking to get out of it. For me, I'm down with going on a ship for 35, 45 days because it's going to be about the itinerary at that point. It's not so much about the ship. That's why, these luxury cruise lines, they make these smaller ships because it's more about the destination. The ship itself is just your hotel, it's your luxury resort. You're going to be pampered at night. But the idea is to get like Azamara. They spend more days, they spend more time in port than anybody else. So the length of a cruise depends on what you're trying to do and what you want to get out of it. I think for a first-time cruise, I think everybody should go on a 7-night cruise, because that is a more representative experience. If you go out on a 3-night cruise, that's a Las Vegas party cruise. If you go out on a 4-night cruise, it's still a lot of a party element because, look, I've got 3 nights on the ship. I've got 4 nights on the ship. I've got a drinks package. I'm going to get everything I can get out of this cruise. There is a subset of people who will be on any one of those cruises. That's their mindset. They're there to party. Whereas when you go on 7-night cruises, yeah, they're still the party subset, but they're usually smaller because people just want to pace themselves out. So I think a 7-night is perfect for the first-time cruiser. John is asking any updates on the longshoremen strike. No, but apparently, you're welcome. You're welcome. Reach out. Hey, if we can help you with your first cruise, just reach out. And I'll remind everybody, our services are 100% free. Free. We don't charge you a dime. So if we can help you in any way, just reach out. There are links everywhere, TikTok and all the socials. John wants to know any updates on the longshoremen strike. So the initial reporting made it sound like the cruise lines would be affected by this because the longshoremen do help move supplies on and off the ship. But since both the head of the union and updated reporting has said cruise lines and military cargo will be exempt from the strike. So there should not be any disruptions to the cruise line. Now, could that still have some sort of a halo effect? Maybe supplies not getting into the right place and things. I don't know. But according to the head of the union recently, he said this will not affect cruise lines. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see. So Pam, I love this answer. I think attitude has a lot to do with your experience as well. So what is your mindset going in, setting those expectations? Go with an open mind and know that you're going to make memories is all good. I think that is a great attitude. And here's one thing that a lot of people do, especially when you're hopping cruise line to cruise line, especially if you've been loyal to a cruise line. You're like, yeah, I've gone on 20 cruise lines. On this one, I'm going to go try this other one. And then you expect it to be as good as or better. You expect a lot of things to be the same and better. And then you're like, oh man, I didn't like it. I got to go back to my other one because you didn't go in with an open mind. There's always going to be things that you're going to like more about a cruise line, and then there's going to be things that annoy the ever-living crap out of you about a cruise line. That's true of every cruise line. There's no perfect one out there. So for those of you who are thinking about trying a new cruise line, just remember that, Celebrity is Celebrity, Royal Caribbean is Royal Caribbean, Carnival is Carnival. They're all their own cruise line. And while there will be a lot of similarities, you can't expect it to be like the one that I'm coming from. You go in and go, okay, I love this part, I don't like that part, but that doesn't mean you should go running back to the original one. Just, accept them for what they are. So I think that's great, Pam. Thank you for that. Rick said it's all about the ship and being at sea. I'll tell you what, there is nothing like being at sea. For those of you who have never been on a cruise ship and you want to know, well, what does it look like being on a cruise ship, go to my YouTube channel, and I have well over 40 hours, especially for those of you watching on YouTube right now. I have over 40 hours in my channel of just views from the ship. Usually a minimum of 1 hour. I think they go up to about 2.5 hours long, and it's just, I put a camera on my balcony, I put a camera on the wake, I put cameras all over the ship, and I just let them roll. And people are like, oh, you doing a time lapse? I'm like, no, I'm doing real time. Because when we couldn't be on a ship, that was what I missed the most. And so now I literally have over 40 hours of views from a cruise ship. So yeah. Let's see, where are we? Norma, you loved the Carnival Mardi Gras. It was very nice, and the food was good. I'll tell you what, the Carnival XL class ship probably have the most free food of any ship we've been on. I think the Oasis class comes close, but
Included food.
Included food, yeah. And Shack Big Chicken is dangerous. You got to be careful because it is addictive. I had to start pacing myself. I had to back up. And yeah, travel. Says that Carnival's XL has the best overall free food in the mass market space. Absolutely 100%. Shack's Chicken is great. Blue Iguana is great. The pizza, whoa, pizza's really good on Carnival. I was surprised. You got the panini place, you got the ice cream, you got Guys. I know some things have kind of changed. Some people are like, oh, now I got to pay $8 to go to Capitano's Italian after I have my first one. I mean, come on, $8? That's nothing. So, which cruise lines match from other lines? To my knowledge, only two. MSC, and MSC does match hotels as well, like some of those hotel programs, and Virgin Voyages. But Virgin Voyages is still matching, I think, only up until December of this year. As far as I know, those are the only two cruise lines that do it. If anybody else knows anybody else?
Well, there is sort of the Royal Caribbean Celebrity Silver Sea.
So the Royal Caribbean, yeah. So Royal Caribbean now matches across their brand. So you got Royal Caribbean Celebrity and Silver Sea. They match one for one. So whatever you are in Royal Caribbean, they will match you up in the others. And if you're Silver Sea, they'll match you up over.
Mostly.
Yeah,
There's
well, I mean, they've got
caveats.
the tiers right there. You can see it online, but basically they're saying that wherever you are at Royal Caribbean, we're going to give you the same thing that Celebrity had. Now, it doesn't mean that all the perks match up. Are you done, Eddie?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming over.
You're welcome.
World's best landlord, everybody. Eddie, we love him. Have a great rest of your Sunday.
Thank you. You got 1 second?
Do I have 1 second?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, Rebecca does. Rebecca will come over.
Okay.
There you go. Thank you, Eddie.
You're welcome.
Eddie's the best. I'm not going to tell you where we live because I don't want you to take our landlord. He's the best. Oh, we love him so much. So anyway, yeah, so with the matching, Royal Caribbean does one for one, but that doesn't mean that Celebrity's perks are exactly the same as Royal Caribbean. They're going to put you at the same level, but you may not have the exact same perks. So, yeah. Marlene, best cruise line to take for Hawaii. Princess, come with us. We have a group cruise in February of 2026. They are actually a very good one. So you have two choices when you're doing Hawaii. If you just want to do the islands, you want to fly to Hawaii, If you want to fly to Hawaii and you want to cruise just the islands, you have one choice. That would be the Norwegian Cruise Line Pride of America. It is the only major cruise ship that is flagged in the United States. So that's why they're allowed. Thank you, Eddie.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Have a great Sunday.
Thank you. Same to you guys.
They're the only cruise line, they're the only cruise ship allowed to just do the islands because they are flagged in the United States, or they're registered in the United States. Otherwise, you're going to cruise from, there is one from Seattle, mainly Los Angeles, maybe San Francisco, and San Diego. So you're going to cruise from the West Coast, generally 5 days to get to Hawaii. You're going to go around the Hawaiian Islands, and you're going to come back for 5 days. You're going to stop off in Ensenada because they're required to do that, and then come over. So your choices there are generally Princess and Holland America. Those are the two that I believe do the most. I think Carnival might do one or two. And I
Yeah,
don't
Carnival
know.
does.
Yeah, and I don't know if Royal
California.
Caribbean is going to do them now that they're sending the Quantum class ship over there. But we literally have a group cruise February 4th through the 20th, 2026. It is the Emerald Princess going from Los Angeles to Hawaii. We're going to do 4 islands, and then we come back. So it's 5 days of sea there, 5 days of sea back, and then we hit Ensenada, and we're also going to do a Disneyland extension. So, but if you're thinking about Norwegian Cruise Line, that is if you're thinking about flying to the islands and doing that 7-day loop, that's it. That is your choice. You got one of one. But if you do it from the West Coast, you have more choices. We've always wanted to do that LA run to Hawaii. Because it just looks like, we love sea days, and we're going to get 10 sea days total on the entire cruise. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to add Disneyland on the front. But we do have onboard credit that we're offering. We have group rates, but here's the funny thing about Princess. Group rates are usually worse than the public rate. So we have the option to book you, whichever one is better today, we're going to book you with that rate. But yeah, so that's going to be February 4th through the 20th, 2026. If you'd like to come join us, that's going to be on the Emerald Princess. And we sail out of Los Angeles. We go to Honolulu, Hilo, Kauai, and Kauai. And then, of course, we're going to stop at Ensenada on the way back because we're required to do that. But if you do the Norwegian one, that will be the Pride of America. And I think you get 5 stops. I think there's an overnight. I think one of them is an overnight stop on that one. So yeah, those are your choices. If you'd like to talk through your option, by all means, reach out. Reach out. We'd love to help you. Again, our services are 100% free, folks. You'll find links to us wherever you're watching us right now. There's going to be links in my profile. There's going to be links in the description somewhere where you're watching us. Or just go to where'swaltertravel.com. Super easy. Super easy. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I love it. Silver Librarian VV matching is going away in December. So
Well, is that just the application for matching?
yeah, the
right?
application for the matching as of right now, it's going away. They keep tweaking the program. So as of right now, at the end of December, the program will stop taking application. Now they may announce in December that they're going to go ahead and extend that, but we really don't know. We really don't know. So, but yeah, so. Well, the VV matching is going away, but once you get matched and you have whatever the perks are, they stay with you. Mm-hmm. They will stay with you. So if you're thinking about getting matched up on Virgin Voyages, do it by December for sure.
And just a little quick note, because this confuses some people on status matching. Doesn't matter whether it's MSC or Virgin or across the Royal Caribbean. You're not getting the same perks.
Right.
You're getting an equivalent level of perks.
Right. And when they status match you on Virgin Voyages, now they're starting you at the bottom tier. They have 2 tiers. They have blue extras and deep blue extras. It used to be everybody got deep blue extras. Now it's like you got to be at the top of the top of the top of certain cruise lines to get straight into deep blue extras. So, Marlene, do I know if they stay late in port so you could do the luau? I don't know if you're talking about the Princess one, or I know with the Pride of America you can definitely do a luau. I'm pretty sure I saw on Princess we are staying late at at least one of the stops, and there's got to be a luau on one of them. I don't have my schedule. Rebecca, if you go to our website, the schedule is on there. So, but we'll see if we can find out. We'll see if we can find out for you. Absolutely. Let's see. John says having a drink at the F bar at sunset is probably the best thing in travel. I would agree with you. Just sitting out and enjoying. I'll tell you the other thing that I think is one of the best things about cruising. Most people don't realize just how dark it is out there. So at night, you will see the sky like you just simply can't see the sky anywhere else, just because there is no light pollution. So I like sitting on my balcony at night, just looking up. And the longer you look up, the more you start to see. And the sky is probably the most beautiful when you are on a cruise ship out in the middle of nowhere. Just absolutely beautiful. So that is one of my favorite things. Benny's here. Guys, burgers are amazing, Pam. You are correct.
Honolulu, we're there till 11 p.m.
Okay, so there you go. So on our Emerald Princess cruise, our group cruise, we're going to be in Honolulu till 11 p.m. So clearly a luau can be done there. Anything else late or?
No, the latest after that is 7 p.m.
So it would be Honolulu.
Yeah.
But although it's going to be February, so does it get dark early there? I don't know. I don't know what time it is over there, but I would assume maybe it gets a little darker there early. Hey, Kurt, great question. Oh, I love this. I love this. So here's a great deal. How many of you watching would like to save 8 or 10% on your cruise? Any cruise, as long as it's with 5 different cruise lines: Princess, Holland America, Carnival, Celebrity, Royal Caribbean. You can save 8 to 10% on all 5 of those cruise lines as long as you're 18 or over. How do you do that? You become a member of AARP. You got to be 18 years old. And as of right now, I think it's $12 to join for the first year. They sell gift cards for all 5 of those cruise lines. They sell $100 and $500 denominations. For Celebrity, Royal Caribbean, and Carnival, they are 10% off. So a $500 card is $450. And then for Holland America and Princess, a $500 card would be $460. So, and I see somebody is complaining that it's not true. Oh, it's 1,000% true, because we've been using it for the past 2 years with all of our clients. We had one client save $1,500 on a Celebrity cruise for 4 cabins. Absolutely amazing. So here's how it works. You buy the card, and then you send the card to us, and we apply it towards your balance. Now, with no, they he's saying fraud because the cruise line pay me. That's how I earn my living. It's commissions from the cruise line. Yeah, that's why you don't pay me anything. But the thing is, the cruise lines don't pay me to say what I'm saying on here, because I'm an independent travel agent, so I can sell anybody. I work with over 40 different cruise lines. So, yeah, I thought you were saying fraud on the cards. You're calling me a fraud. I think that's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. So anyway, getting back to the cards, let's get back to the discussion. So with these gift cards, those 5 cruise lines, Celebrity, Royal Caribbean, and Celebrity, Caribbean, and Carnival, it's going to be 10% off the face value. So a $500 card is going to be $450. With Princess and Holland America, it's going to be 8% off the face value.
I don't know how, I can't. I can't block. I don't know how to do it.
Okay, here, you block them like that. See, it's so easy. And then we just mute them, because obviously they're adding nothing from the, they're adding absolutely nothing to the conversation.
And Walter's perfectly open that he's a travel agent.
I'm a travel
Obviously, he
agent.
makes money.
I get paid commission by the travel partners. That's why you don't pay me anything. Let's see.
And he will sell you whatever cruise line is the right one for you.
Yeah, we book the right one for you. It doesn't matter what we get. I mean, sometimes
Could be
our commission is
MSC.
$25, and sometimes our commission is a lot more. It is whatever it is. But we book you on the right thing. Now, let's get back to that discussion about the gift cards, because I want to save you money. So the way that the cards work is you buy them from AARP, and then you send them to me, and I simply apply them to your balance. So with Princess, you're going to get 8% off. At Holland America, you're going to get 8% off. With Carnival, Celebrity, Royal Caribbean, you're going to get 10% off. Now, there is a caveat to all of this. Number one, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, you can only use them for the cruise fare. You cannot use them on the ship.
And you can't use them for the deposit.
And you cannot use them for the deposit. Carnival, I still don't,
You can use them for
the deposit. So Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Princess, Holland America, you can use them for the entire cruise fare, including the deposit. Okay? So you just simply buy the cards, and in fact, I actually send you a PDF on how to do this, because I want you guys to save money. And so that's how this thing works. And it's totally legit. We do this all the time. We have clients sending us the cards all the time, and we go ahead and apply them towards the cruise line. And I'm telling you, so yes, you can use as many gift cards as you want. Back to Kurt's original question, you can use as many cards as you want for the cruise, Just Celebrity Royal, you have to pay that deposit first, then you can use them. Carnival, Princess, Holland America, I can apply the cards in real time. For some reason, Royal and Celebrity, I got to send them to an email address, and it takes 7 to 10 business days for them to apply them. They make it so hard on themselves.
And I think with Celebrity and Royal, you have to use the whole amount of the card, whereas the other ones you can use part of it. So if you have a $100 card on Royal, you have to use the whole $100 for one booking. It can't be spread over multiple bookings.
Exactly. So, yeah. And that, so Cindy brings up a good point. So there's 2 caveats to doing all of this. One, AARP limits you to 5 cards per month per person. So if you need more than that, somebody else needs to sign up. The other thing to keep in mind too is if you book through, what?
You get 2 memberships with one sign up.
I don't know.
Yeah, because you have one and I have one.
Okay, so you get 2 with 1. Okay, I don't pay attention to that. I just know that it's 5 per person. Wow, I looked really dumb. I can see myself up there on the monitor. I just went. That's just not a good look. I need to do this when Rebecca's talking. It's just not a good look.
Yeah, you can buy 5 cards.
Yeah, so you can buy 5 cards per month per account, but you can buy unlimited cards.
I thought it was per person per account.
You can buy unlimited cards, just 5 per month.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you can buy 100 cards if you want.
I'm trying to distinguish because our account has 2 people on it.
That I don't know. I know it's 5 per account. That I know. That's what they say on the thingy. So, yes. Okay.
Well, and then
how's that?
If you cancel, that's the other caveat.
Oh yeah. So the other caveat is if you cancel your cruise, and Princess and Holland America give you a 100% refund as long as you're not up to final payment and you booked with a refundable deposit. All that money is going to go back to the cards. It's not going to go back to your credit card. So just keep that in mind. If you use those cards to pay for a Princess cruise, you're going on a Princess cruise at some point, even if you cancel.
Yeah.
So,
they don't have an expiration date though, so you've got plenty of time to use them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what's really cool about it, so they just put all that money back on the card, and you can just use the card again. So we've actually had clients do that. They had to cancel, and we saved all the information, and it just went right back to their card. So, Jenna, you've been waiting very patiently. I apologize. We got into a long discussion about all of that, but I'm telling you, folks, that AARP program, when I send a deposit authorization to my clients, I send that along and say, here's how you do it. So, Jenna, please help you and your husband decide on a transatlantic, the Celebrity Eclipse or the Sky Princess. Wow. That's a hard choice. Does the Eclipse have glass blowing? Okay. So right off the bat, the Eclipse has honest to goodness glass blowing on it. We did that. In fact, our stuff is over there. But honest to goodness glass blowing. You can do glass blowing on the ship. Now, there is a charge for it, of course, but the charge depends on what you're going to make. So we made a couple of goblets. So the Eclipse has that going for it right off the bat. The Eclipse also has one of my favorite bars, but now Sky Princess has a good one as well. So the world-class bar is where I was introduced to the really good old-fashioned, and they make amazing craft cocktails. I don't drink a lot. I talk a lot about bars. I talk a lot about cocktails. I show a lot of cocktails when I'm on a cruise. But I don't drink a lot when I'm on a cruise. I'll have 1 or 2 cocktails a day, and I want them to be really, really good. So I'm always looking for the best bars. So Celebrity has an amazing bar called the World Class Bar. They only make like 10 cocktails. They're amazing. Princess now has the Good Spirits Bar. So that's great. Now, where Princess is miles ahead of Celebrity is the onboard package. The Plus Premier package far exceeds what you get with the Celebrity all included. I don't know how they call it an all-included package. It's Wi-Fi and drinks. That's it. There's nothing else. No meals, no gratuities, no nothing. So the Princess Plus at $60 a day, gratuities, drinks, casual dining meals.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi and high-speed Wi-Fi, by the way. You get the 2 premium desserts every day. You get the unlimited juice bar. You get the Ocean Now delivery included. You get room service delivery included. And the medallions are shipped to your house.
Which ours just shipped for the Sun Princess.
So nothing comes close to the onboard package with Princess. As far as the ships are concerned, I think the ships are very evenly matched. You're going to get an indoor pool on Celebrity. I think the shows are better if you like a really good like Broadway style show at night. They're better on the Sky Princess than they are on the Eclipse. But in terms of specialty dining, I think they're pretty closely matched. In terms of the main dining room and the buffet, I think they're pretty closely matched there as well. In terms of the ship itself, they're both gorgeous. They're both absolutely gorgeous ship. So I would give the edge to Princess only because of the package. You're going to get a better value from Princess than you will with Celebrity right now. Nobody can touch Princess with that onboard package except maybe Virgin Voyages, and then you start getting into the luxury line. But then if you really want to go all the way, you get Premier, and now you've got unlimited drinks, you've got unlimited specialty dining, you got unlimited casual dining. That may or may not work for you because there's only so many restaurants, but you are on a transatlantic, so you might enjoy going to Crown Grill a couple of times. You might enjoy going to Sabatini's a couple of times while you're on the ship. Plus, you're going to have either the Catch by Rudy or something. So, over the course of it, yeah, maybe you go to each restaurant twice. That would pay for the Premier probably. So yeah, I think it's almost a coin flip. But in terms of the onboard value and the shows, I would go with Princess with that one.
I would say maybe look at your stops and see which ones, if there's one particular stop that seems most interesting to you, go with that cruise.
Yeah. Which has the better itinerary? They're close.
That's a personal.
The ones that you're showing, huh?
That's a personal judgment.
Yeah. I think they're both interesting. They're so similar. So that is a personal decision on your end. When it comes to those transatlantics, I'm all about the ship because you're going to be on that ship for a very long time. You got to make sure you really enjoy the ship. Yes, you're going to be getting off of these ports. And I don't want to say that the ports are secondary because they're not. There's still going to be interesting places to go. But which ship are you really going to enjoy when there's nothing but ocean around you for a while? So feel free to reach out. I mean, we can talk through it. We can talk through what are you trying to do? What are you trying to get out of it? And then we can help. We can go back and forth a little bit more on the two ships. We can look at the which category. Now, one thing that you don't get on Princess that you do get on Celebrity, you get that aqua spa with the spa class and all of that.
Well, they have a nice spa though.
Huh?
You just buy a pass for the spa.
Yeah, no, you can buy a pass. Plus, Princess now has their answer to the retreat, although it's not on the Sky Princess yet. It's called the Sanctuary Club. So if you are looking at that retreat level, then maybe it's Celebrity. So yeah, why don't you just reach out? I mean, we'd be happy to talk through, and we can take a look at the ship. We can take a look at what categories you're looking at. We can kind of compare pricing, see which one maybe leans better in your favor. So yeah, so just reach out. In terms of the itinerary, I would flip a coin on those two. So. DJ, you've done Royal Carnival and Disney. Curious about Princess. So that's interesting. So you've done the basically the big family line so far, and Princess, believe it or not, is a family cruise line. A lot of people don't realize they have an amazing kids club program. So you will see more families on there than you probably expect. They just don't have the water slides and all the top deck stuff. Now the Sun Princess does have the splash pad in the back, which is for the kids. But you'll be surprised at how many kids and families are on board. I would think that the experience is going to be closest of those three. It's probably going to be closest to Disney, just in terms of the quality of the service, the quality of the food that you're going to get on board the ship, and the quality of the shows. Princess has probably the most underrated shows at sea. They work with actual Broadway producers to develop some of their shows, like Much Ado About Magic. It's the guy that created Pippin. And a few other shows on Broadway actually created that show for Princess. So their shows are quite good. So I would equate it most with Disney. So, and again, if you want to reach out, we'd be happy to talk you through. So if you really like Disney, I would probably try to get on a Royal class ship or above, like Royal class or maybe the Sun Princess to get a really close to that experience. Or one of the ships that's maybe just gone through dry dock too. Yeah. Cruising Kimberly, you're on the MSC Seascape since your Icon cruise was canceled. Oh my gosh. Can you believe that? Can you believe that the ship is not even a year old and they had to pull it for maintenance? I mean, and it couldn't make it to St. Thomas, I think it was, right? St. Thomas. So that tells me that they're having propulsion issues already with it. That's not good. I mean, that is not a good look. But hey, Seascape, I think you're going to have a great time. What a great pivot. What a great pivot. I love it. I love it.
And we're still waiting for somebody to report back on the Robotron.
Robotron.
Because we're not doing it, so
Kimberly,
we need somebody
if you don't
else
do
to
the
do it for
Robotron,
us.
then there's no proof that you were actually on the ship. I'm sorry. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up MSC Seascape Robotron. I will not go on that thing. John, I think John will, though. I think John, we got to get John on there. Well, you're going on the World America. I don't think they have the Robotron, but I think we got to get John on Seascape and then get John on there. So, yeah. Yeah.
Not doing the Robotron.
Kimberly, so far we've only heard 1 week. That's all that Royal Caribbean has announced is 1 week the ship is
Well, I
canceled.
haven't looked today, so.
Yeah, I haven't looked today, so I don't know what the reporting is today, but I haven't looked. There's 2 places that I would probably trust. Royal Caribbean blog, he does a great job getting that information. And Cruise Hive actually does a pretty good job. Sometimes they're wrong, but Cruise Hive, and definitely Cruise Industry News. If they say the ship's going to be out for a month, the ship's going to be out for a month. So check out Cruise Industry News for sure. I have not done it. Marlon, have we done an Australia cruise yet? Not yet. Oh my gosh, I totally want to do that. No, we have not done an Australia cruise yet. We've sent clients to Australia. If you're looking at Australia, I can tell you that like Azamara and Oceania have some ridiculous itineraries. Even Virgin and Princess. Oh no, Virgin's not going back right now, but Princess has some really nice itineraries there
Actually,
as well.
Norwegian does too on some of their smaller
That's right.
ships.
Norwegian had some nice ones too. We've been looking up Norwegian of late down in Australia. So Norwegian had some nice ones down there too. So has anybody been to Australia yet? Do you have recommendations at the ports? Thank you. I would appreciate that. Going back to Princess, John said the new Princess Premier is the best package at sea. It's definitely going to pull some of your cruises from Celebrity. Excuse me. I agree with that. You know, the Plus is an amazing, you know, for I would say a good percentage of cruisers, that Plus package is just going to be perfect. And then if you just want that, I don't want to have to think about anything once I get on the ship. All your meals are taken care of, all your drinks are taken care of, your Wi-Fi is taken care of, everything taken care of, then the Premier. And nobody can touch that. Nobody can touch it. I'm gonna do this.
Okay. Well, the one thing I would wonder about is if it would be worth it on the ships that only have a couple of specialty restaurants.
Sure.
Certainly on the Sun and the upcoming Star?
Huh?
The next one.
Star Princess.
Star. I thought so.
Yeah.
Definitely, they have enough restaurants to keep you
Yes.
going. But like on the Emerald Princess, I don't know.
Yeah. So and it
I don't
also
know.
and you also have to keep in mind that there are some exceptions. Like on the Sun Star, Loved by Brito, no go. It does not apply to the Premier. And I think there's like a Crab Shack thing pop up. That's
Well,
a no-go.
that's only in Alaska.
Right, but there are a few caveats to that to know. The thing that I'm wondering is when does Princess put a cap on it? Because if 50% of the ship gets Premier and everybody gets unlimited dining, yeah, nobody's going to get unlimited dining because you're not going to be able to make the reservation. So I'm really interested to see at some point Princess starts saying, okay, just like the Key on Royal Caribbean, only so many people can buy it. The Splash of Romance on Virgin Voyages, only so many people can buy it. I would not be surprised to see Princess cap that. And maybe it might be a thing that, like if you book the Sanctuary Collection, you get the Premier, right? Premier's included. If you book
I
the
know you get a
Sanctuary.
package. I can't remember which
Yeah,
one.
I think if you actually book the Sanctuary on Sun, you get the package. So it's going to be very interesting to see if they limit that, because if everybody has specialty dining, then nobody's going to get specialty dining. There's too many people. I think it will also push Princess to add more restaurants, or maybe do more pop-ups in the main dining room where, okay, tonight it's going to be Dario's, and then tomorrow night it's going to be this thing, you know, kind of a thing. I think that'd be kind of a cool idea too. So, DJ, what do I think about the Icon and the Star? Is it overpriced? It's the only one that you haven't been on. So right now, the Icon of the Seas is a one of one. She's a one of a kind. So Royal Caribbean can charge anything they want to get on that ship, because if you want to go on it, that's the only one out there. I think the price is higher than it should be, but once you go on it, you realize it's not outrageous for what the ship is and everything that's on it. I mean, there's nothing else like it. I don't even think the Oasis class even comes close to what that ship is. They cleaned it up a lot. They added more dining venues. Of course, the water park alone is just absolutely amazing. So for me, the aha moment was when I walked into the Overlook and you realize it's not just, because it kind of makes it look like a beluga whale, and you're like, oh, okay, that's the Aqua Theater. Well, it's not the Aqua Theater. It's actually this whole thing. So it is the latest and greatest. It has the most technology on it. It has the most things to do on it. Is it a high price? Yes, but Royal Caribbean's going to keep it there until people stop paying. Now, it actually has come down. I would say the pricing has dropped about $1,000-ish per stateroom since it was first released. I think they realized they put it a little bit too high, so it has slid down a little bit. But until people stop booking it, prices are going to stay. You know what? It's supply and demand. Whatever the demand is willing to pay, we're going to hold it up there. And of course, the newest, shiniest toy is always going to be the highest price.
And I would say that, like with a lot of other family lines, if you go when most kids in the U.S. are in school, you have a better chance of getting a lower price.
Yes.
So don't go in the summer. Don't go during holidays.
Right.
Don't go during spring break. If you go like January,
Right.
middle of January, it's going to be a little lower than if you go in July.
Yeah. And here's another thing too. Royal Caribbean releases friends and family rates every week or every 2 weeks. So if you're interested in going on an Icon or a Star, I mean, my rates are they're still going to be expensive, but they're lower than what they are online. So if you're interested in going on some of these Royal Caribbean ships, I can always look at that friends and family rate because I can share them with my clients. And Icon, the last time I looked, Icon had about 50 sailings on it. There's just a lot of sailings on there. And these are balconies only. And in some cases, the balconies were under $4,000 for 2 people, which for the Icon, that's a really good rate. So that is one way that I can get you on Icon a little bit lower. Of course, there's group rates out there as well, but that friends and family, and it's not just the Icon. It's a selection of ship. The selection of ship changes all the time, so don't ask me which ships and what sailings. Sailings go up and down every week. So if you're interested in something like that, we could easily talk about the Icon and see if we can't get you on for a better rate. I have a guest who's booked on the Star right now. In fact, I think they were in the chat a little while ago. We just saved them $400. Every time he does a flex pay payment, I go ahead and just check the rate just to see where we're at right now. And last week it had dropped 400, so I just took off 400 right there. So there you go. Good morning. Oh wow, we've got Donna's here. Good morning. 286 days until the Icon. We were just talking about the Icon. There you go. John is going to do the cliffhanger on World America. Rock on. Rock on. So maybe we'll come on the ship. I really want to come on that ship. We've not done the yacht club yet, and World America is going to have supposedly the largest yacht club out there, so I really want to do that. Donna, you've had 2 hip replacements. How does TSA and getting on the ship handle that? You will have a card as proof, and the x-ray will prove it if necessary. Just wondering about that. As far as I know, you need the card. Now, your mom, Rebecca, actually has some metal in her shoulders, and she just brings a card, right?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you bring the card. You certainly tell the TSA as you're walking up to it, and I don't think they're going to put you through the main thing. I think they're going to end up scanning you just to check it all. But make sure you have all that medical documentation, and tell the folks, I honestly don't know how it works on a ship, but they also have the wand. They have the metal detector that you're going to walk through, and then they have the wand. So certainly,
certainly they have plenty of people who have bits of metal in them.
Plenty of people. So just make sure you have that documentation with you, and it should your experience getting on the ship should mirror the TSA for sure.
I will ask my mother shortly when because she's coming down in a couple of weeks. So
she's going to be here, so we'll ask about that. But it should be, the process of getting on a ship is very similar to the process of getting onto an airplane. Yeah, great question though. Great question. Happy Sunday, Joe. Happy Sunday. Wow, man, we've been talking almost an hour and a half already. Wow. Boy, we haven't been called a fraud in a while, have we? I don't know where all those people went, but yeah. So let's talk real quick. So it's almost been an hour and a half. And I want to remind you guys, so I've got a really cool special that's going to happen on Friday and Saturday only of this week. And it's a land tour. It's not a cruise. It's a land tour. It's adults only, all inclusive, small group. I want to say they do 20 or less people. These are my friends at Tour Rero. They've got 7 and 10 day land tours in Italy, Greece, and the Philippines. You can book any one of them that you want that's currently on their website for 2024, 2025. I don't think they have 26 up. But if it's on their website, we can book it at up to 40% off this Friday and Saturday only. I have a code that's only for me, no other travel agency. Rero is not offering this. It's only just for us. Thank you, Andrew, for making us one of your travel partners over there. But you will be able to book these tours. I have a flat rate. That's how this works. I literally have a flat rate. Whatever tour you book, it's going to be the same price. And it can be a 7-day, it can be a 10-day, and depending on the tour you book, that's how much. I think some of them might even be more than 40% off, to be honest with you, but we know that they're up to 40% off. But any 7 and 10-day Greek tour, now these are local tours led by locals. They're not going to take you, you're not going to stand in line with 500 other people trying to get into something. They're going to take you down the back alleys. You might go to somebody's house for dinner. You might go to some small restaurant that you would never have found without these guys. By the way, if you go to Greece, don't be surprised if your tour guide starts arguing with the restaurant owners, because that's how they talk over there, apparently. But only 20 people on these things. And all you have to do is add the flight. Once you pay for the tour, once you get there, that's it, all inclusive. You don't pay for another thing except anything you want to buy. So it's really good. And actually the price will blow you away. I can't say it on the air, but I can tell you it's literally one fixed price, any tour you want to take. So super cool. So get a hold of me, now, so we can go ahead and book you on Friday or Saturday. But it's called Rero, 7 and 10-day land tours in Italy, Greece, and the Philippines. They are adding more locations, but they develop these tours over time. So they're not just simply going to throw stuff together just to say, hey, okay, we got another tour. So certainly reach out. I will be reaching out to a lot of my clients today and tomorrow to let them know this is coming up. But land tours 2024, 2025, up to 40% off. Adults only, so 18 plus. Adults only for this, and it's only about 20 people on each tour, so they do sell out very quickly. So there is that. Now, for cruises, group cruises, we've got Tony and Jenny B on the Lido Loca Philly group cruise. It is the Lido Loca Triangle Cruise is what we're doing, April 16th through the 23rd, 2026. We leave out of Philadelphia. First time in decades that we're going to sail out of Philadelphia. April 16th through the 23rd, we go to Bermuda, hang there for a couple days, we go to Charleston, and we come back up to Philadelphia, forming the Lido Loca Triangle Cruise. So that's what we're going to be doing. We will spend at least 2 nights in Philadelphia pre-cruise if you want to come on up and hang out in Philadelphia for a couple days. Maybe a food tour, maybe history tour. We're still trying to figure that out. There will be group events on the ship. Tony and Jenny B will be figuring that out between now and then. So April 16th through the 23rd, 2026. Everything I'm telling you right now, where'swaltertravel.com, group travel, you can find it there, or just reach out to us, where'swaltertravel.com. There are links. Wherever you're watching me right now, there are links. For Valentine's Day, February 11th through the 17th, we're going on the Margaritaville Islander. It is the Valentine's Cruise. If you'd like to join us, we're going to be doing a captain's vow renewal during the cruise. It's included. Tony and Jenny B are coming on to join us, and they will be hosting a meetup, probably on the first sea day on there. So it happened to be their anniversary. They're coming along with us. I'm so excited. So if you want to meet Tony and Jenny B and you want to come along in February, you just want to meet us, I mean, they're good, but then you can meet me too. So there's that. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But come meet Tony and Jenny B, February 11th through the 17th. We're going to Key West, Progresso, and Cozumel. And again, the Captain Vow Renewal is included if you'd like to come and participate. Our rates are ridiculous. Group rates are ridiculous. Breezy balconies are completely sold out on the ship. We still have extended balconies. We got inside. We got ocean view. Very, very popular cruise. Hawaii, February 4th through the 20th, 2026. We're going on the Emerald Princess, LA to Hawaii. 16 days, 10 sea days total, 4 days around the island. And then we have to stop at Ensenada. February 4th through 20th, 2026. We are planning to spend 3 or 4 days in Disneyland prior to the cruise. So if you want to go with us on that, certainly come along. February 4th through the 20th, 2026. Of course, the big one, Alaska. If anybody's been wanting to go to Alaska in 2025 and you don't want to go on a big ship, we're going on the Oceania Riviera. 1,200 passengers total. Our savings are around $2,200 over what you can get on the public site. This is 12 nights, June 26th through July 8th, 2025. Oceania Riviera, 8 ports over 12 nights. The prepaid gratuities are included. The full-on drink package is included, and a $600 shore excursion credit is included. Between our inclusions and the price that we locked down about a year ago, it's about a $2,200 savings over what you get online right now. So Oceania Riviera, June 26th through July 8th, 2025 in Alaska, round trip Seattle. Last but not least, the Norwegian Aqua. We're sailing on the Norwegian Aqua May 31st through June 7th, 2025. The brand new Norwegian Aqua. I'm sure you're all watching Lido, Loca. You saw Tony walking around on this ship. Somehow that ship is going to be done for March when it's ready to sail. We will be on her May 31st through June 7th. Maybe we should try to convince Tony to come along if he's around. That would be kind of cool for him to see it like after it's all done. But May 31st through June 7th, 2025, we have exactly 4 staterooms left at the rate that we locked in about, I don't know, a year ago or so on this particular cruise. So if you want to come on that. If you missed any of that, just simply go to where'swaltertravel.com, go to group travel. All of our group cruises are always listed there, so you can find it there. Swim Dogs, hey, I can't wait till you guys come along, and I was so happy I could get all of your reservations last night. You know, one thing that I do as a travel agent, I book dinner reservations for my guests going on Virgin Voyages because, to put it nicely, the Virgin Voyages app doesn't quite work well when it comes to dinner reservations. It tends to crash a lot. And so I can go in on the booking engine at the same time that everybody else is fighting with the app. I'm in there with the booking engine, and I just slip right in there, and I booked about 20 dinner reservations or something like that for these guys going on the transatlantic. So that is something that we do. We do that for our clients. And again, we don't charge a dime for it. So let's see what else we got going on here. Benny, good question. Can the AARP cards be used for onboard credit? Only Princess for sure, because I know that for sure. You have to read the fine print. Maybe Holland America, maybe Carnival. You have to read the fine print. No to Royal Caribbean, no to Celebrity. But I know for a fact you can do it on Princess right now. You can use them to apply them to your account, but you have to read the fine print of each of them. But definitely Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, no. They can only be used to pay for the cruise. So thank you, Swim Dogs. Love it. I just love that name, Swim Dogs. I can't wait to meet you guys. Oh my gosh, June can't get here fast enough. That's going to be so amazing. Let's see. All right. So I think I've got most of it. Thank you, Travel, for the information on the Pinnacle tier. Folks, we've been at this for about an hour and a half. I have a meeting coming up literally in 30 minutes with one of my clients, so I have to wrap this up. But let me remind you all, we are Where's Walter Travel. We book cruises, land, luxury, and expedition. We don't charge a thing for our services, so if we can help you guys in any way, just reach out. Where's WalterTravel.com. There are, wherever you're watching us, there's links there. Oh, and this coming Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Margaritaville at Sea will be live with us, 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. So tune in on YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. I'm going to have Greg hanging out with us from Margaritaville at Sea. We're going to talk about the Islander. I know we're going to talk about the Paradise. We're going to talk about group cruises. It's a great ship for groups. I mean, if you got reunions and all that coming up, so Margaritaville Islander, Greg will be with me Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, YouTube side. To everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. Y'all are absolutely amazing. I love hanging out with you. We got just a couple of more weeks, and we'll be coming to you from the Sun Princess. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So wherever you are in this amazing world, thank you so much for your support. Thanks so much for hanging out with us on a Sunday. We'll be back here next Sunday. And have an awesome day wherever you are, everybody. We'll see you soon.